Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and I've got a commercial job today, and I've been doing this carpet. Here's the entrance over here. I do those steps as well, and I've been doing this carpet for quite a few years, 6 or more years, I guess. Yeah, probably 10 years actually. They didn't get me for the last time I was here was 2017. Apparently, they had new receptionist who was the one that would normally do the bookings, and they kind of forgot about it. But overall, the carpet's actually in really good shape. But anyway, I got this area. It goes quite a ways over there. A couple of offices back in the corner there. And then this area right in here. This is a nylon. I believe it is a nylon anyway. It's actually a pretty good carpet, but it does have a tendency to do these runs, and usually almost pretty much every time I come here, I end up having to snip a few sprouts off. I just went around and looked, and there was a few sprouts I'd snip off here and there. Definitely don't want to be having the vacuum grab on those, because this carpet will run, as you can see. I'll just record this section here because there's actually one of the employees is in the other area there. Won't be too exciting anyway. There's nothing dramatic about doing this carpet, but doing the offices with the rotaries, you can see I'm using the rotary today. I've cleaned this carpet before with the Orbot, and actually I do recall the last time I cleaned it, I actually used my 300 RPM machine, which I no longer own. I sold that one recently to an individual who then we sold it again to my friend Roger, who works with me occasionally now, and has his own company in Salmon Arm actually, and is a previous steam cleaner who realized the advantages of choosing to go the low moisture method, and has been very, very happy with how that's been going for him. Definitely much more profitable and easier to do, and getting great results. Now, I'm actually, I have some Pro Cleaner Network product that I'm cleaning this carpet with. Well, I will as soon as I finish this tank, that is, assuming I finish the tank, because I have some left, and it's a great product. But I made the decision to stick with the Bonnet Pro line of solutions, which is actually what I have in here now. I've got Nanomax, and I had a little bit of Radical Rinse I had mixed up, and I just put them together, and I've got about nearly 2 gallons. I get about 2 gallons in there. And I just was just thinking about something. I was watching a video from somebody on YouTube who was using a product and recommending a product that is a well-known product sold by a manufacturer of OP machines. And I didn't realize this because I have used their product years ago, but I haven't for a long time. But somebody mentioned something to me a couple of months ago about the product, and I was a little surprised to learn this. And the product contains something called butyl. And butyl is a very effective chemical that has been used in carpet cleaning for quite a number of years. And it's one of those things I remember, 30 years ago using it, and a product with butyl in it, and it can be quite aggressive as far as when you spray it, which I had done at the time, and I remember that it was quite a pungent smell. Irritation, I guess is what I'm looking for. And butyl cleaning products clean really well, but they are definitely not green. So if you're going to be promoting yourself as a green carpet cleaner, one of the things you need to be aware of is what exactly is in the product you're cleaning with. And so make sure you get an MSDS sheet of whatever you're going to use. Take a good look at it. Look at what those ingredients are, because this particular product is quite popular, well used. It does work well because butyls are really good for cleaning. But if you're going to be promoting yourself as a green cleaner, you wouldn't want to be using this, is what I'm getting at. Now, one of the things that I've tried to do with Oxy-Dry over the years is try to stay using products that are as, I hate that, not that, I know it doesn't make any difference, but it's just annoying. Anyway, I'll plug it back in over here. Anyway, one of the reasons why I use the Bonnet Pro products is they've always been trying to make their products as green as possible. And of course, the one that I'm using now is the Nanomax, and it's 97% food grade plant ingredients, and that is a very effective, first of all, it's a very effective marketing tool when you're talking to people about the cleaning products that you're going to be using on their carpet and in their home particularly. That is a very important consideration for people. When you can say to them, the product I use is green, it's plant-based, more and more people are concerned about these sort of things. And as a carpet cleaner who's using these products all day, every day, you should be concerned about these things too. So, just bear that in mind when you're making a choice of what cleaning product that you're going to use, because if you're going to say you're green and then use a product that's got butyl in it, you are not green. You are not green at all. So I would recommend you consider, there are other products other than Bonnet Pro available, obviously, but I've been very happy with all the cleaning products that I've bought from Bonnet Pro, and they're good value. And of course, now that he has the NanoMax, I don't know of any other cleaning product that is quite as green as this, so maybe there is other products out there, but this works great as far as cleaning, and it is 97% food grade plant ingredients, so, and the price is right. And for me in Canada, I can buy it from a distributor in Canada, so that helps a great deal. Now, the other thing was that in this particular video, the individual was also talking about how that the pad that he was using was the best pad going, which is kind of ironic because I remember not very long ago this particular person was saying how that another pad that he was using, that was the best pad going. But now there's a monetary interest in promoting this new thing and this new product, cleaning product as well, so I guess that's the real motivation behind a lot of things that go on. And as I was talking to someone else about this, and that was their observation, how money can sway loyalties pretty quick. But anyway, definitely the pad he's choosing to use is a very good pad and manufactured by this other company, and it is a good pad, and I actually find they work really well for the Auric. But I can also say that particularly for the rotary, the Bonnet Pro Ironman pads are fantastic. And I don't use them under my orbital. I don't like them there so much, but not because they don't clean, but I have other choices for that anyway. But certainly for rotary, I have never found another pad that works as well for absorption and the quality of the pad as these Ironman pads by Bonnet Pro. Boy, do they ever work well. I would, if you haven't ever tried them, if you're a carpet cleaner and you've never tried these Ironman cotton pads under your rotary, you definitely want to give these a try. Now, normally when I'm cleaning, I would be using a fiber pad and then a Bonnet Pro Ironman. But this job, as you can see, I'm just using the Ironman because that's all this job is going to need. Because there's no visible traffic lanes or soiling, even under the desks. But it's been three years since I cleaned here, so it's really stood up very well. But of course, whenever I clean, there is a protector that's included, and that does help. And of course, the other thing about the Bonnet Pro NanoMax is that there is the AFT anti-resoiling protector that's built into the cleaning product, which is again a plant-based protector, and that's all part of the cleaning. So that's another reason why I really like this product. Now, his other products like the Radical Rinse and I think the Rocket also has the AFT protector in it as well, and I think even his Omega line does actually. So and it helps the carpet to resist soiling. And that's another excellent marketing tool when you're able to tell people that you include a anti-resoiling polymer protector. That's another helps to make that sale. Here's a couple of metal things down here. You know, the janitorial company apparently vacuumed. They were told to vacuum this place really thoroughly the other day, so I don't have to worry about doing that, which is nice. There's that file there. I'll put it back. I was expecting to pre-vacuum it, and I don't have to. It actually looks like they did a pretty good job. Last time I was here, this couch wasn't here. I do remember that. Now, you notice that as I'm cleaning, I'm actually always moving forward. I know that a lot of guys, when they're using rotaries, have a tendency to think like a steam cleaner. If you've been a steam cleaner for a while, you're usually going to clean like a steam cleaner and start at the furthest point and work your way backwards, always going backwards. But I always go forwards. Well, almost always anyway. Because I like to see where I'm going. There's no reason to go backwards. This, I had to snip quite a few loose sprouts out of this area right here. There's a seam going two directions here. Oh, there's actually there's one right here. Big long sprout. I'll cut that out of there. Oh yeah, look at that. They, I guess they probably have a plastic thing there. I would guess. Although I don't see one in here. They definitely should put it there. Okay, so I'm done in this office. And I'm going to reposition. And I'm going to flip the pad. That's pretty black. It's cleaning up nice. Looking good. And make sure I'm centered. I think, if I remember correctly, when I was used the Orbot before on here, I used quite a bit more solution. I've only used about half a gallon or so right now, maybe a bit more. That's a funny place. Oops, for that. Air horn. Okay, I'll put it back where it was. bit weird. I'm going to center it a little bit better here. Okay, that's worse. Even worse. Oh. Okay, try that. Oh, dear me. Let's try this. I really like being centered here. Oh, okay. We'll put up with it. Okay. Yes, I was saying that when I cleaned with the Orbot, I was using quite a bit more solution, and I think that that's one of the other advantages to using the shower feed is generally you're going to use, get that off of there, it just isn't working right. You're generally going to use, or can use, a lot less actual product. Because if, that's better. Because if all you're really requiring to do is keep this pad damp, you're just going to end up applying quite a bit less actual solution to the carpet, which obviously translates into faster dry time, much less chance of wicking. Not that there's usually any chance of wicking, assuming that you're not overwetting it. And of course, less cost of product, although the product cost is pretty minimal. I mean, I think the most that I'm actually paying when I'm using my product is, I think I figured out it was, the most expensive is maybe $2 a gallon of product using, but most of it's quite a bit less than that, so that's not a really big expense. You know, in most houses I'm using less than 2 gallons. So I actually figure that on a typical day I use $5 or so of actual cleaning product. It's really a very minor part of your actual operating cost. So and I found it a little bit comical when I was on that certain Facebook page where they were always talking about using things like Fabuloso because it's so cheap, and I'm thinking, like, but so is everything else. And it's ironic that the individual that was promoting the use of the Fabuloso apparently now is actually promoting the use of professional carpet cleaning products. Ain't that amazing? It's like he just suddenly discovered it all, even though it's been out and available for, well, many years. But money is an interesting motivator, if you get my drift. But that's maybe I let the cat out of the bag right there, for those who haven't figured out who I was talking about. But whatever, doesn't matter. In the end, we need to be, as professionals, using professional cleaning products, and partly because there are certain legal implications when it comes to sort of making up your own stuff, especially when it comes to the chemistry. You got to be a little bit wise about these things, because if you end up with an issue, with a problem, and somebody comes back on you, well, there's a reason why there's MSDS sheets, because there's a proper protocol for dealing with problems that might come up that are associated with this product, which is actually then registered with the things like poison control and everything. And if you're mixing up your own concoctions, you might find yourself in a legal bind, a pretty serious implications. So I would not recommend you do that. So it is cleaning up very well. Get this table out of the way. I saw just a handful of spots on this carpet. It's really actually in very good shape. And considering as I mentioned earlier, that the last time I was here was about 3 years ago, it's really quite remarkable how well this has stood up. There's no visible traffic lanes or overly soiled areas, even under the desks. Quite impressive, really. I'm moving along pretty good. I'm up to nearly 30 minutes. And this is about I would say this is probably more than a third of the job, is this area here. Notice how easily and quickly I'm maneuvering with this machine. This is a fine size machine for this size of job. I actually remember when I first began, I first started with a 13-inch rotary machine. That was what I used to begin with. I remember doing great big condos with that thing. And I did. It took a long time, of course, because you're just not covering very much area, but it was doable. I remember I was using really poor pads back then. I remember I was using these stringy things. They weren't cotton though. They were a synthetic blend of some sort. And I used something called Spin Bright or something from Zepp. It was actually a really poor product, but that's how I started. And I was just kind of figuring out this system as I went along, but when I got the larger machines, it certainly increased my productivity. I actually was using a 20-inch machine for a while there, which was really good for wide open areas, but not good for residential, and it was heavy. It was a 2-speed actually, a Rabbit Centaur, which is a very good machine, Canadian made actually, but really pricey. But just too heavy, too clumsy, too expensive. It has a really weird switch, which is actually like a twist on-off, which was, I mean, it worked and everything, but anyway, I eventually did sell it because I went to the 17-inch, and I decided it was a much better choice. I had all kinds of different sizes of pads back then too. It was like I wasn't able to make up my mind, so I had 20-inch pads, or 21-inch pads, I guess, and 15-inch pads and 17-inch pads, and I had quite a collection, and I realized this is getting ridiculous. That was one of the reasons. Another reason I decided to just go with the 17 and just stick with that. You can go in too many directions at once, and you end up spinning your wheels and not going anywhere at all. So I've pretty much done this wing, and then I go into the open area to my left here, and I bet you that I'll be in and out of there. Oh, I'm gonna get that edge right there. Yeah, get the dust out of there. And then in here. They didn't really vacuum the edges greatly here. I might have to come and touch that up. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll be done within an hour. I need to turn off the lights in here. There we go. And there we go. Looking good. So I'll just go up to where I began. As you notice, I'm actually working my way back down this hallway, which of course would have had a little bit more traffic, obviously, so a little extra pass down here. And it looks just perfectly fine. There's no visible soiling, no traffic lanes happening at all. Okay, I'll end the video here because there's the employees over there, and I don't really like doing recording when there's people around me. Anyway, and that's pretty much the same. Anyway, there you go. I'll let you go, and I will continue on and do my day. Thank you very much.